Hi, I'm April. I'm a singer-songwriter and music teacher, and today I'm going to show you how I write a song using a random word generator. So the words I have today are tourist, young, and short. So because young and short both feel kind of descriptive, I'm going to start with tourist as my main focal point for this song. I love the concept of feeling like a tourist, but I'm afraid of that kind of turning into a cliched idea. Like, I feel like a tourist in my own home or whatever. But I do feel like there is something to that idea, and I feel like I could dive a little deeper with it. So I'm going to see how that goes. Now, my immediate thought as far as chords go when I think of being a tourist would be the kind of scale where there is a note that feels like it doesn't belong. Because obviously, if we're singing a song about being a tourist, we're going to want there to be some harmonic things that are kind of relevant. So my initial thought here is to maybe play around in mixolydian. And the reason I'm kind of feeling that way is that it has almost like a carnival-esque sound to it in my mind. Like, when I think of mixolydian, I think of like happy to the point of almost overbearing. And because mixolydian has that flat 7 in it, it's got that kind of bluesy feeling without necessarily being a blues scale, which means that it feels like a major scale, just there's something out of place. Maybe I could even go for the idea of feeling pulled back to something, like if I had a pedal underneath, it would feel like there's somewhere maybe I'm meant to be, but I'm going to be going away from it. So I'm kind of thinking about going in like a piratey direction with this. And the cool thing about using pirates and walking off of planks and all of that is that when I think about all of that, it makes the idea of a tourist make a little bit of sense because pirates don't really live anywhere. So maybe I'm going to work on that. All right. It's a short walk into my heart. Once you fall, you're bound to fall to the top. I have no idea what to do. I'm a tourist in my own mind. Every time I close my eyes, try to tell myself to write, and I schedule all tourist in my own mind, walking roads I've never found before. I don't wanna walk anymore. Now, something I did here that's a little sneaky and you may not have noticed is that when I sing, I'm a tourist in my own mind, you expect the word mind to rhyme with the word find, but instead I used the word found, which is of course just the past tense of find. The issue then is that it doesn't actually rhyme. So what I do is I follow the word found with the word before, and then I rhyme that with any more. So it still works in the rhyme scheme, but it's not expected. So in subverting the expectation of that rhyme, what I'm doing is actually tying the rhyme scheme into the idea that we're feeling lost. This is maybe not a rhyme scheme we expected. And so when we're talking about being a tourist in our own minds and the landscape of our minds not being what we expected, it matches. So we get that prosody that kind of links everything together. I'm a tourist in my own mind, walking roads I've never found before, and I don't wanna walk anymore. So far what I've got is is this idea of feeling like a tourist in my own mind, which I really like. Now, the words young and short are both kind of similar in my head. Like, I've been on Earth for a short amount of time and therefore I am young. But I kind of don't want them to feel all that connected. I want to find a way to use that word short that can be maybe not related to the word young. And right now, what I want to do is build a little more imagery. We've got this idea of being in a place that feels foreign inside of our own heads. So I want to find something that feels easy to latch onto from a lyric perspective, something that feels really visceral. There's a voice that tries to guide me. Now I want to use that word short. So I don't want short and young to sound too similar. So what I'm going to do instead of using like, it's a short time I've been alive and I'm young, I'm going to maybe say it's a short something. It's a short drive to the sunrise. So something kind of along those lines. It's a short drive to the sunrise. Something else really visual. Maybe like I'm out of gas. or like I don't have a car because I'm a tourist. Every time I close my eyes. I feel like every time I close my eyes is such a cliche and I don't want to use it. But it kind of works and I hate that it kind of works. Ugh. I want to try to use another one of those subverted rhymes like I did before. So maybe like setting it up to be like I can see it when I close my eyes, or setting it up to be something that rhymes with that word sunrise and then just not pay off that rhyme. Rise, eyes, ties, buys. But the shore is covering my butterfly every day and but not the word night here. So every. Okay, I have an idea. So getting dressed to go out. So it looks like I'm gonna say outside, but I'm not going to do that. So it's a short drive to the sunrise. Getting dressed to go. So I like the idea of this part getting a little bit darker. So instead of just doing da, 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 the whole time, I'd really rather it go somewhere kind of different and darker during this section. Just so that there's a little bit of contrast and just so it doesn't get too repetitive. It's all too hot and I wish that it would rain. Am I too young or am I in? Sanity is under skin. Sanity is such a question, and I wish that I could mention it to you, and I know. So now what I'm doing here is I'm adding a new character. So when I come up with this sanity, and in saying the word sanity, I am finishing the word insane, but I'm twisting it. So I'm not actually finishing the word. I'm coming up with a new word that is related. So, sanity is such a question, and I wish that I could mention it to you, but I don't think you think the way that I do you. And I think, honestly, I kind of want to end it on those sadder chords because I think here we've got enough contrast between the sections, and I don't think I want a bridge. And because I've finally finished the rhyme scheme in the last verse, I think it feels pretty done, even if it ends on this kind of feeling. And actually, I have used all of my words, so I think that this totally works. Also, I have to go to work soon. So if you want later, I am totally happy to post my finished song, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Instagram, maybe let me know in the comments where you would like to hear this song in its complete, finished glory. And in the meantime, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and be sure to ring that little bell if you want to be notified the next time I post.